Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, as temperatures drop, more people in Knoxville are struggling to find a safe place to sleep. Local shelters say the city's housing crisis is fueling a growing need for help this winter. At Knox Area Rescue Ministries, staff say demand for shelter has already surpassed capacity, weeks before the coldest nights even arrive. The nonprofit now expanding to 370 beds, partnering with city and county programs to keep more people off the streets. It's part of a broader effort to respond to Knoxville's rising homelessness as housing costs continue to climb and affordable options become harder to find.
The hardest part is navigating the Rent Cafe website. A lot of times we get locked out, we can't check our account, we don't know what number we are. We rarely get any kind of callbacks, confirmations. It's just really hard to find any kind of affordable housing in the city.
We're told some families in Knoxville are fighting to stay off the streets as shelters reach capacity. Well, tonight the investigation into a fatal shooting that happened in East Knoxville still ongoing, and no suspect was in custody at last update. Now, I want to give you a look at the scene from earlier today. The shooting happened outside an apartment on Washington Avenue near the intersection with Bertrand Street. Here is one person's account of what happened.
I was just kind of chilling in my apartment. I had just taken a shower, heard a super loud pop outside. Definitely sounded like it was a shooting.
Knoxville police believe the victim, an unidentified woman, was shot during a confrontation involving two men. Now, KPD adds one man was treated at the hospital for injuries he suffered during that altercation. We're told detectives are pursuing leads as they now search for the suspect. Next up for you here on the 7, in a letter to the White House, the Hardwood Federation, a hardwood industry trade association, called for the current administration to help provide tariff relief to local lumber companies and hardwood mills across the country. This coming in response to the plans the administration announced to provide aid to soybean farmers feeling the impact of tariffs on their largest customer, which is China. Now, 37 of the over 400 companies listed in the letter are in Tennessee, and Oak Ridge Hardwoods is among them. Owner and president of Oak Ridge Hardwoods, Chris Kazaya, says hardwood lumber is an export-dependent industry, and being caught in the middle of a trade war could hurt local communities.
Rural business. We're not located in downtown Knoxville or downtown New York City. We're in small, lower-end communities that can't afford to take the hit from having mills shut down, and that's a nationwide, but specifically in Tennessee, that's a local thing, that it hurts the weakest communities when you take industries like ours out.
Kazaya tells us China is also one of their largest customers, and lumber and hardwood mills are making an agricultural product just like farmers. He says an aid package similar to what is being offered to soybean farmers would definitely help companies like his stay afloat as negotiations are made between countries on tariffs. Our next big story for you tonight, despite the ongoing government shutdown, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is reopening thousands of field offices nationwide, helping farmers access critical aid. But we're learning that some services will still remain on hold. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins announcing on X that offices will resume services for things like farm loan processing, agriculture risk coverage, price loss coverage payments, and other farm support programs. Here in Tennessee, the Farm Service Agency in Nashville is back open, providing a much-needed lifeline for our local farmers. East Tennessee crop farmer John Litz tells 6 News that the office's reopening could not come at a better time, calling the support a savior after a tough year. He says for farmers, government support is crucial.
I did speak to the FSA office this morning down there, and they have got a 30-day window that they're allowed to come in to work, 2 people per office, and to be able to conduct business in the office. Now that's all well and good and everything, and that'll help get some of these programs out and get them moving so that it doesn't allow us we as farmers to be able to suffer any longer than possible.
Litz added that while the funding is a big help, it's still not enough to support farmers all across the country, and he hopes the government shutdown will come to an end soon. New developments tonight. That's next on the 7 for you. A case involving a deadly crash at a Knoxville assisted living facility has now been bound over to a grand jury. This development comes after Elisa Williams appeared in court for a preliminary hearing yesterday. Now, this case takes us back to June when a minivan crashed into the side of Shannondale Assisted Living Facility. The crash killed a resident there, 96-year-old Walter Humphrey. At the time, Knoxville police said Williams was suicidal and homicidal. KPD adds she sped from an apartment complex on Woodview Lane, drove across 4 lanes of Middlebrook Pike, and then into the assisted living facility. Continuing down our list for you now, another East Tennessee Sheriff's Office entering into an agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The Sevier County Sheriff's Office says it is committed to signing on to the 287G program. The program allows officers to enforce limited immigration authority during routine police duties. The Sevier County Sheriff's Office adds that it was already working with ICE in the interim by sharing lists of people who had been arrested who could not prove they were in the country legally. And Sheriff Michael Hodges adding, quote, numerous illegal immigrants who have been charged or arrested in Sevier County have been apprehended with our direct assistance, end quote. Other law enforcement agencies like the Knox, Cumberland, Granger, Greene, and Morgan County Sheriff's Offices have already signed on to 287G. And while Knox County and Greene counties have been a part of this program since before 2020, other counties did not sign on until after President Trump began his second term. And for our final Big 7 story for you tonight, I want you to take a look at some of this video behind me here. Take a look. You see what's happened to that pickup. It catches fire in a Sevierville parking lot before then rolling away and crashing into a nearby business.
Well, I sure hope no one got hurt.
You know, this all happened earlier this morning. You can see the pickup rolling away, leaving behind that trail of flames. The vehicle then crashes into a Books A Million on Collier Drive. Now, the burning pickup caused an awning to catch fire, but it appears fire crews were able to quickly extinguish those flames. Police say no one was hurt. No word, though, on what sparked the fire. However, a city spokesperson says the truck actually caught fire out on the road. The driver then pulled into the parking lot.